Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. I'm your host, Sir Stephen Topham the third, at your service. Now, I'm here to tell you why, and a big thank you to all of you out there, especially YouTube, in every angle and every aspect, because now you got media evidence, you got social media evidence, you got everything under the radar. My private connections will always help me from now on because they got to still help me a little bit further up the ladder, which is true. They include the movie makers, the TV makers, even Iron Man 4 that comes out this year, and a little bit more because without him saying the last piece, Morgan Stark. Now, put Tony Morgan in its place. Now it adds up, don't it? Then it was telling me directly where to go. Why? In the day, there are people in my life who I haven't even met in my life, right? And a lot of people might think I've gone loony about this. I'm not. It's real life event, which everybody knows, established, and also it establishes everything. But there's always been one person safeguarding me, always. As you understand, a lot of problems occurred in the life of my life. Why? I don't want this history to be repeated again and again for the next two generations. Well, I'm nearly getting older, wiser, and more experienced in my life's work, including my lifeline on top. A lot of us are trying to settle down now to a point, to a degree, try to keep the family in check and routine and go through the same scenario every time. Right? There are people in my life that deserve a big respect in their own right, and everything else. The Norfolk Railway will get punished, right? Because they don't deserve what they got right now, right? They probably mungling in their feet, thinking, "What the hell we got to do with him for?" I said, "There's a lot of people that may not understand what's unfolded fully. It takes time, and it's taking a big fat effort. But what a lot of people don't get, they go to arms and length to unfold everybody in nature's course. Right? The second generation knew about this, the third generation started to get to know about this, and then the third generation will be passing on to the fourth, then the fifth. Right? It's all going to add up, but it's slowly processing through. My private connections still have to safeguard me because we are connected through time. Well, a lot of people don't realise what was unfolding is in truth, logic, and respect. But it took three generations to get to me where I am today. Right? You have to thank the people that are no longer with us. Like Janeway said, our family is incomplete. And I have to recorrect this anomaly before it gets uncompleted. Right? If things gone the way it did, right, I unfolded the truth. I'll always be honest with you. I won't put a little white lie on the internet for nothing, right? In real life, we have to lie a little bit to cover our track, right? I understand that, but the thing is, there's so much you could furtherly go forward, and then bang, right? I said, there's always the truth to everything, right? When you unfold it correctly and it's in your head and it's slowly unfolding in your mind, it adds up. Your calculations will be correct because it's always accurate to a point. But you have to be realistic, right? Every 30 years of the life cycle, a member of the family rises again every time, as you know, right? Because it's a young, naive, as young adults do, they want to try and settle down, have a job, do everything under the radar. I didn't have that luxury. I did work, yes, but I'm only because of my physical well-being. People don't realise how lucky they are that a man returns to try and recorrect everything because it needs to be done, right? But I cannot do it on my own, right? The support agents can only do so much for me in general aspects, right? If I break it down like a chain for you, you will understand why, right? When people ask or do or what, it's because we know who's who, right? Sometimes when people get older, they lose a lot of their memory, which is true. I'm not going to lie on that. But the realistic is coming right through. And movie makers, TV makers, Iron Man, Spider Man, Superman, all the DC movies, all the and even the Marvel universe, they all been trying to hide a piece of clue for our family to pick up on. Right? When things unfold in nature's course for you, you appreciate what you got because it's unfolding in front of you. And when people say, "Oh, right, we're the best friends, we're family, we're a connection," and we know what is what, you know what I mean? So I just don't get it with a lot of people right now, which they probably think I've gone a little bit haywire. But at at times you have to put yourself and realise it's true, it's logic, and it's fact. You can't put it. There's all three things, right? You have to put in perspective. But the only people that got the evidence is the families, right? And their connections. The connections can only give little pieces to the right people, right? We know, I know who's next in line out of the blue, but then everybody's got to add it all in, back in, bit by bit. Everything will add up, but there's a lot of things that you have to be realistic on. You know, Kate McGrew knew this, Patrick Stewart knew this. I'm not going to go down the chain, but it's really like a big fat chain down the line, right? In my family, we always come back fighting for obvious reasons, right? We knew from the start that things will unfold in the correct way. But a lot of people thought, oh, this is hooey, this is a load of booey and all that shit. I said, no, it isn't. The people that should understand the magic had to come from somewhere, obviously. As you know, a lot of people have a lot to do with this, and it's not just my family in the end, right? When people look in the mirror and realize, oh shit, it's real, it's real, it's real, shit, shit. Then they cry and wolf because they know it's damn truth. When it all unfolds in nature's course in front of you, it's all gonna come back in front of you, right? So when it all unfolds in natural course, everybody realizes where the magic is coming from. The Cooper bloodline, which is true to a very high degree. There are a lot of things in real life that a lot of people do not fully understand. All my connections, even Robert Ricardo, Tom Welling, and late Christopher Reeve, they all played a part in this. Right? See, it all started on my birthday on October the 10th, 2004, 20 years ago. Right? Christopher Reeve died first. Late Christopher Reeve. Right? Then it was my grandfather on the 13th. Why? Number 4 gone missing. Ooh. Which it isn't. I'm not laughing about this. You know, when it's told in truth and logic for you guys, you're saying why. You go back in time and it's all added up. Right? When you think of Thomas and the Magic Railroad, the two surnames that are embedded in all of that is Hatt and Morgan. Why? Because that's what's embedded in the anagram of Thomas and the Magic Railroad's title. Two surnames, Morgan and Hatt. Work that out. It all makes sense. Even if I got a G and I got an A, then it goes back to the W, my safeguard, obviously, right? And then Then I would say for the record, I said, it's all there in black and white. Right? People want to hide these secrets for a reason, but there's a big reason for it. Right? People know it, and they're telling me it, and I'm going to prove my point. Right? We all knew from day one what you're dealing with. I said, in the day, you're dealing with something that's realistic, and I'm going to prove a point. Right? On the list, you've got 367, which is true, then 340, 299, and then 258, and then 188. Right? In the end of the day, people know about this because it's realistic. The charts, the diagrams, all of it is telling me the truth. Right? People know the truth, they know the logic, and they know the facts. Right? They don't need to bullshit with you, nor would anyone else would. But we have friends, connections in high places. Right? Even TV shows, movies, all of it. And I told you in the last video, you know, thank you to all of you that helped me. Right? There are things that needs us to do a little bit of tie loose ends. I know one person has to lie to safeguard the other. Right? Which is realistic. But I'm 40 years old. But people know about that for a fact. Right? In the day, people saying there's two nines in play, which is true. I'm not going to lie on it. But that already told me in truth what's going to happen, right? We already established that when you look in the mirror and you realise what the bloody hell's going on. I said, wake up, smell the coffee because it's right hitting in your face. I said, in the day, with all that being said, I said, the content is going up because it has to go up. I said it's been realistic all this bloody damn time, and you guys don't realise what is unfolding in truth. I said in the day, there are reasons why it unfolds the way it does. Why a lot of people YouTube knew this, Facebook knew this, and everybody started to pick up clues, little answers, little scenarios, and they pick it up right like a bullet. Right? You can't argue with the lie. You can't with the truth, if you want to put it correctly. But when people lie, they do it for self-defense. Right? A safeguard. Right? To say, look, I know. It's like somebody body languaging me saying, I know you do know. But she's try we all try to keep it low profile. Right? In the end of the day, the thing is, the Norfolk where they screwed up, so they fucked up. Right? Excuse my language, but it's true. And everybody knows that everybody gets a big thank you. Why? Because it's all true. Right? And in the day, you've got the truth, you've got the logic, and you've got the facts. Right? I don't need to see this history repeat itself. I know people lie to protect the truth. I know there are some truth that's coming out because it has to unfold naturally, which is true. You got me and you got the Cena Morgan. That's it. Two of us working together as one. We can't work together unless we are working together in all prime eyesight. I said to you, why am I telling you in this order? Why? Because StreamYard doesn't lie to me, nor does the other. Why? Why? There's a little catch to this. I'm going to make it easy to give you a little heads up. Why? WC, why, is Webster, C for Cena, I can only be from Richard Manson, / Sir Topham Hatt the first. So work it out. Then it goes to M for Manson. But because I transferred to the Hatt side of the family, because I need to be safeguarded. So work backwards. Now look what's happened. So, in the end of the day, wake up and smell the bloody damn coffee. You know, everybody knows it's the truth. So if you don't believe it, then it's your fault for not noticing it. Right? All the truth is there in black and bloody white. Right? I do not want to keep live streaming too much. However, you got what you need. Now pack it in. I know a lot of people know about it, which is true. I'm not bullshitting by the bush, but in the day, W.C. Richard Dick, Richard as they call him, Manson, /Sir Topham at the first. So work it out. It's going from the boss to the grandson. Now where does that lead you? Lead you with me, Stephen Topham Hatt the third /Matthew Stephen Manson. Work it out. It works well, don't it, when the name's recurso. I said reverse psychology should be fucking be taught in schools right now. Because that will solve all the fucking problems. But people don't want to listen. Because it's the truth, it's logic, and it's fact. So, if you want to argue with history, how come history is coming back to me? Knowledge. Right? I respect my family for a lot of things. Right? But there are a lot of truths we can't always reveal in public eye. Right? I like to say thank you to late Angela Lansbury, who's no longer alive with me either, for Murder She Wrote, and her life story for Charles Manson, who's related to me in every angle. And then it adds up with Charles Topham Hatt with my father. That's why there's a reverse on it. So it works, don't it? It gets to your head and makes you realise why my grandfather is called Sir Topham Hatt the First. Senior's already died, right? Who is James Manson. So work it backwards. So it adds up. So when you got the calculations in the right head, and then my wife is trying to tell me to keep my mouth shut, which is true, right? I'm telling you now. It's all big thank you to everybody around the globe for keeping my identity a secret to a point. But now the truth is out. Webster Senior Richard Dick Manson. But in the end of the day, there's always a Morgan in the playing field. So when you think of Thomas and the Magic Railroad, as example, it's Hatt and Morgan. That's why Thomas and the Magic Railroad links up. You see, a lot of Thomas and the Magic Railroad is all in truth, and it's in logic, and it's in fact. In the end of the day, nobody hurts my family and gets away with it. It's true, it's fact, and it's logic. My grandfather made sure it kept under the radar for so long. There's a 30-year gap because of accidents, occurrences, and everything else. Right? People make big mistakes and don't even realize what's unfolded. This is why I've returned with her. Right? You lot are all in a lot of shit of trouble right now, in a lot of ways, and a lot of people are going to get a lot more respect in the end. Because in the day, Thomas the Tank and Friends, it's not just a fictional story, it's reality. One can't survive without the other. And it's a fact. I'd also like to say a big thank you to the NSFT. Now they got their answer, they can bloody bug off now for a while. Right? And that includes the NHS for bloody falsifying my documents. Right? The clues were already in the puzzle for you to realise it. The NHS does know about me and my real identity now, but they wish they hadn't bloody fucking opened their traps when they know about my birth certificate. So work it out. When the first doctor saw my birth certificate, who I cannot name because he's dead now, unfortunately, right? All the doctors that got my name should know the real identity of me. So don't ask when you got crime wharf in front of your eyes. And all the doctors that mistreated me in Helston Hospital, you lot are all in a lot of shit of trouble. Because the truth is out. The facts are out. Everything is out. You got to really let it play out for the third gen. Because everything is playing out in the correct way. But you, like I said, while the rest are already in front of the head of schedule of you lot. Oh, near enough. But I'm now caught up. But I've got to let it slow down a bit and let it play out a bit. I know what will happen now. That the liars are going to be caught out, which they do. Like my lady Hatt, for example. You know, you're going to end up finding out. Shit, he knew, he knows. He's not bonkers at the moment. I'm clear-headed. That's what makes me drink orange all the time. J2Os. Don't drink alcohol. Don't smoke. Why? Yes, I work hard. But end of the day, you might think I'm playing hard, but I'm working hard. It takes a big thank you to all of you around the globe for supporting me. Because it takes a lot of guts to hide a big secret in many pieces than one. When people ask me, what's my connection? When you work backwards and go back to 1958, it all adds up, don't it? When you're supposed to respect me, not disrespect me. You guys disrespected me and not realised that you're watching the living, breathing proof of truth. The railway men that we all know and love are dead and gone. It's making it harder for you as it is for me. So when you think of everybody knowing about me, it's because they're working it out for themselves. They're not asking the questions in front of me. When you want something bad enough, they always come back fighting. Because you lot want things so bloody badly on a silver plate. Even the Norfolk Railway is getting the right fucking flip over this because they don't know what the fuck is going on right here. Yeah, you know, it's all adding up, innit, when it all comes down to black and white. When I've been a really useful engine, I'm also Thomas the Tank, for God's sake. When people think, shit, how does he know all of this? I said it's all blood related, you bloody cunts, not my head. People knew about it, but every time the doctor wants to know about it, bang, bang, back into Helston Hospital. Helston Hospital still works, for fuck's sake. Oh yeah, everybody knew about it. The staff knew about it, but the doctors didn't. Why? Because they don't think up here to realise it. It takes a big thank you to all of you for safeguarding me in every angle and waiting for my family to return to Norfolk, which they did. Now I've got a distant cousin in front of my face. Every time I go to the Albion, I've got her in front of my face, and even my wife to be. So when you're lucky to get one thing, it's going to hit another generation of my family that will do the same pattern, and the same pattern for the next 2 more times. Why don't you just grow up? We all knew this day would come. I said it will hit you on the 2024, would it? Which it would have been my mother's age. Now, reverse it to yeah. Then add a 20 in the front. 2024. I said I was on a timer. But no, doctors thought I'd gone cuckoo. And I said they could fuck off now. They could all grow up. To everybody else that don't seem to believe in the magic, I said the magic will catch up with you. Always. So if you want something bad enough, all the NHS is going to get sued. Big money now. Big time money. Why? Because they did it in 1963. They tried to do it on me, which is 1983 onwards, and I said, you lot, wake up, smell the coffee, look at my documents, private and all. And it all adds up. And it all goes back to family. And you lot are all in a lot of shit of trouble. So if you really want to argue with the truth, the logic, and the respect, I said thank you to everyone else who supported me. But I know when a lie has been put in my front of my face because I don't lie. I'm always the honest one. Why do you think I ended up finding out the truth about something? Why? Now you're all bloody damn scared because it's all come out to light, hasn't it? It's facts, it's truth, and it's logic. The cops know about this now. Should have known that by now anyway. But they are the lock and key. Murder she wrote, lock and key. But it's all in truth. And it's all facts, it's all logic, and it's all respect. Thomas and the Magic Railroad is actually Morgan and Hatt family connection. So you got your result and your respect. Thank you very much.